What's up, my passport bros? This is Ra Harun Nefer here with another exciting video for you. And in this video, I'm going to talk about the 10 commandments of dating a German girl. But before I do that, I want you to hit the like button on this channel. If this is your first time to my channel, welcome. Hit the subscribe button to get notifications on when I go live and when I upload recorded videos. And just to let you know, also, if you are interested in becoming a Passport Bro members, you can just go to our website at worldpassportbros.com and you can become a member. It's absolutely free, or you can sign up for one of our paid membership and get a lot of exclusive benefits. We also have the schedule of the travel that we do, where we're going each month. Next week, excuse me, 2023 is Brazil. That's going to be Brazil, February for Carnival, and that's going to be awesome. So you can check out the complete schedule for 2023 on worldpassportbros.com. And let me say that I apologize. I got a little bit of a cold. I was in New York doing a presentation out there, so I was talking a lot, and it rained the entire time. So I caught a little bug, not a bad one, but it's going away. I'm feeling good, feeling very, very good. I also want to tell you, when you go to our website, worldpassportbros.com, we do have coming up this month for New Year's, the Las Vegas experience, where I take you around to the hottest Vegas clubs to meet people, to start hooking up, to form social circles. So if you're interested in that, go to the website. It'll give you all of the details. We work with you in helping you get your flight arrangements and your hotel. I know some of the hotels that aren't expensive, but nice to stay at. I really, truly like to stay at nice hotels because it makes a difference. You don't want to stay at no roach or rat infested hotel. So they have some really good ones that are inexpensive here in Las Vegas. And like I said, I'm going to take you around to the most exclusive clubs. You're going to have a great time. It's a great way to ring in the new year. Awesome. So let's get down to business. All right. I want you to know that a lot of these so-called dating coaches online, who are teaching you about meeting people and like hooking up, and these are your armchair quarterbacks. They have no experience at all. And even some of these passport bros, they're doing videos about these women in other countries, and they've never dated these women. You know what I mean? So when I'm talking to you, I'm giving you real world experience, my experience as a dating coach, my experience as a passport bro. And that's what we focus on. We talk about that. Listen, if you're going to go to a foreign country and you want to get um, a traditional girl, you are going to have to learn some level of game, because it becomes a real challenge when there's a language barrier. So you're going to have to step up your game. And one of the ways that we do that, and I teach that, is getting into physicality, not talking, but expressing things that you want and what you're doing and how you feel through body movement. This is coming from the reptilian brain. The reptilian brain deals with the body movement, the body postures. And we do a lot of our communication, what we call a subcommunication, which is nonverbal communication. And women are very good at reading those subtleties and picking up on those subtle communication and what you're conveying, because you could be saying, like, this is what we call is incongruent. You could be saying one thing, but the way your body is positioned and the way you're moving your hands and carrying yourself will expose you. You know what I mean? So you can try and pretend like you're some type of alpha male or a player, but she will be able to see that you're not confident in just the way that you're standing. One of the ways to communicate confidence is to approach a woman in a very difficult environment or difficult situation. Case in point, a lot of guys will walk up to a girl who is sitting down in a park and afraid to sit next to her. So they'll stand there and have a conversation with her sitting down. It's very awkward that way. You know what I mean? Or if the girl is at the bar, they're afraid to just go up there and talk to her. But that conveys to a woman a very important thing, that you are the alpha male of the tribe, that you have a lot of experience with women because you're not afraid to do that. And women, they go by social proof, meaning that if other women validate you, then the girls will want you. That's how they work. This is why you can see some guy impregnate 14 girls, and you wonder, well, why are all these girls getting impregnated by him? Because he has a social proof, social validation by the women. The women see that he's impregnated 13 other women, and she's okay with being the 14th. You understand what I mean? That's how they operate. It's a totally different way than we think, which is more left brain linear, logical faculty. But it's keep in mind they think through the emotions. But anyway, I digress. I want to talk to you about some of the women that I have dated and had the most extraordinary time with, and that is German women. I think for me, I've had a great, I should say, I have a lot of success with German women. The women that I've had least success with and had a lot of problems with Irish women, because I found that Irish women can be very racist. But that's just my experience. Your experience may be totally different. But I have found that German women do like and appreciate Black men, and which to me was counterintuitive given their history. You know what I mean? I had a friend of mine, he was Jamaican and he lived here in the States, and he went over to Germany just for, what was it, 2 weeks. After the first week, he was like, he called me up and says, Rahuru, I'm going to get married. I said, what? Yeah, I'm getting married to this German girl here. I said, you only been there a week. He goes, no, I'm in love. I was like, wow. But I found out some time later, when I was here in Las Vegas, I met a woman from Germany. She was here by herself on vacation. And I kind of pulled her. It was one of the fastest, what we call as pulls I've ever had. We walked on the strip, and I think from there we went back to the hotel room. And it was like very, very like to the point. She's an adult. I was an adult. We understood what was going on. So it was incredible. And I remember she was the second, actually, second German girl I dated. The first one was very similar in the sense of this. I noticed the commonalities between these German girls. They're very direct, and they tend not to emote a lot. You won't see them laughing a lot, joking a lot. I used to make this joke that there's no German comedians, because they're bad at humor. They could never handle humor. So what you'll find is, and what I found with these women is that they are very, I won't say serious, because it's not that, because you'll see every now and then a little light at the end of that tunnel. They'll smile. They'll let you know that they're into you or feeling you. So they're just very serious. Not serious, I'm sorry. They're very stoic in a way, and direct. And I remember when we were taking our clothes off and jumping into bed, and I grabbed her and pulled her close, and I was saying, "You are sexy. You turn me on." That's what I said. And then she kind of looked at me and she says, "Yes, you're sexy too, and you turn me on." And she said it in what was like a very serious way. And I was like, wow, that was very serious. But I knew she meant it though. And before her, the other German girl I was dating, she was the exact same way. We would go to the movies and stuff. And she took care of me. She made sure I ate, helped me shop for clothes. But she was the exact same way when she would communicate her feelings to me. It almost seemed like it was just like void of any emotion, but you can tell it's sincere by the way you look in their eyes. So that's something to note about German girls. And I'm going to go over these 10 commandments so you'll understand what they expect and what they want. All right. But before I go into that, I want to show you a plus about German girls that I've always loved, and that is some of the outfits that they wear. There was a place in New York called the Beer Garden that I would go to, and the women would dress up like German women, and they would look so sexy. So let me see if I could find that, because it's just something that when you see it, if you're dating a German girl and you can manage to get her to dress in this way, it's going to be like, oh, it's just going to be sexy, you know. Um, Here we go. So check it. So I wanted to show you what a typical German girl would look like, and what you're seeing on the right is what typically they can look like, which is not a lot of makeup, very plain, very beautiful, natural beauty. And you see she has a German outfit on there. I love the traditional German outfit. I love that outfit, so sexy. Let me see if I can get some more photos of that outfit. Yes, of course, you know that's a sexy one right there. Look at that. Um, Here's another one right there. She's awesome. And but the thing is that the thing that's not, it's kind of disingenuous, is these German girls don't smile that much. The real German girls don't smile that much. I mean, yeah, this is what you'll get. That's the type of smile you'll get. They'll be like, "Hey," you know. And really, I compare them a lot to Polish girls, because Polish girls have a little more, kind of the same way, but are a little more expressive. All right, and there you go, some more German girls there. All right, so and they are very feminine. You'll find them very fit, very friendly. You know, very friendly, and straight to the point. So that's just an example of them. And believe me, they are they in terms of lovemaking, they are great. They shoot, yeah, they're great. So you may not get in terms of the emoting a lot or in expressions in their face, but you will, you know, that they compensate for that in bed. So let's go on to a little bit more. Let's go into those 10 commandments here. Let's see what we got. All right. Now, this, you know, it's not for every German girl. You know, everybody's an individual, but on a whole, I've kind of found out that this is probably what you'll experience. So let's look at this one. Um, One second. Whoops. Okay. And there. So this is 10 commandments of dating a German woman. All right, let's get into this. The woman of your dreams is probably German. Chances are she'll not wear a dirndl, but she sure can drink a truckload more beer than you. Oh, I noticed that they do love to drink, but beware, dating culture here can be a bit differently than you are perhaps used to. We even wrote a song about it. Here are 10 commandments you should follow when you date a Fräulein. First one, thou shalt keep your word. If you said you'll call, we expect you to call. Sticking to your word and building trust means a great deal to us. The same goes for all elements of dating. So please don't exaggerate or overpromise. Now, on the same note, I found that when a German girl says she'll call, she'll call. There's no phone game or playing around. Both girls, the first two I dated, always stuck to their word. If we're going to go on a date, we went out on a date. There's no flaking or anything of that nature. So that's a positive thing about them. Thou shalt always be honest. German women also hold honesty in very high regard. Being very straightforward is hugely important. If there is something you don't like, we expect you to say it, even if it makes you uncomfortable. This is a cornerstone of culture in Germany, and you won't find any German male or female who doesn't value the attributes of an honest person with admiration. Now, one of the girls that I dated, she kind of smoked, and I didn't like smoking. And I never said it to her, but she picked up on that fairly quickly. I remember her bringing it up at dinner, and she was like, "Well, I know you don't smoke. I'm not gonna, and I know you don't like people that smoke, so I'm not going to smoke." And I was like, "Oh, wow, okay, I appreciate that." Thou shalt not despair. We are known for being a bit difficult to figure out at first, and this certainly is a stereotype that holds true for most Germans. Yep, it is. When we first meet you, we might seem a bit more reserved than women from other cultures. Don't mistake that for disinterest. Yes, that's very, very important. Yeah, don't go off that sign because that's just how they are. Once you break the ice, you've earned our trust for the long run. Okay, keep that in mind. Number four, thou shalt not, thou shalt make a plan. We can be spontaneous, but we usually like to know what we're getting into. So don't leave your plans to the last minute or let us down. Thou shalt not be macho. All right. In most regards, German women are used to being treated equally to men. We'll gladly split the restaurant bill, and we like to pull our weight when it comes to household responsibilities and earning money. That doesn't mean that we don't enjoy acts of chivalry. If you want to pay for dinner every once in a while or open the door for us, go for it. The next round of drinks is on us. That is so true. So, number five is really true based on my experience. Thou shalt be punctual. Tardiness is considered impolite and shows that we're not important to you unless you have a good reason for being late. If you agree to go for dinner at 7 p.m., you better show up at that time, or even better, 5 minutes early. All right. Number seven, thou shalt not just make small talk. Even if we are only on our first date, we like to engage in real conversations. We don't think too highly of superficial small talk and would rather get to know you and your ethics, values, and world views from the get-go. I find that true. They're straight to the point. They want to know you, get to know you. No pretenses, no, don't put on, like, oh, hey, you know what, I'm a millionaire, or I have these stocks in Apple or whatever. Just be the real you. And I find that they appreciate that. Number eight, thou shalt not make distasteful jokes on the first date. For real, we do not. We do have a good dry sense of humor, and that's true. You can tell a joke, and she'll say it's funny, but not laugh or anything. And she probably would generally think it is funny, but she's not going to emote or you know show any type of emotion. Um, but our history is a rather dark subject, and most of us do not find Nazi jokes particularly funny. So stay on the safe side and don't try to brighten the mood with the Hitler parody. I've never brought that subject up, so stay away from that. You don't want to. The closest even if you try to broach that subject, is to maybe talk about the bringing down of the wall, but that's as far as I would go. Thou shalt not be afraid of fresh air. Germans have a habit of airing out their place frequently, and even if it's freezing cold outside, a German woman are no different. Don't think she's crazy when she opens the windows and turns down the heater every hour. We like some clean air in our room, no matter the weather. Okay, that's interesting. Thou shalt appreciate differences. Dating is deeply personal, no matter where you're from, and this list should be taken with a grain of salt. Thankfully, Germany is a very diverse place in many aspects, and differences in individuality are appreciated and embraced. I found that to be 100% true. You might date a woman who loves jumping into the unknown, someone who doesn't open her windows when it's snowing outside, or a woman who loves, or let me go back again. Someone who doesn't open, yeah, I read that right. Someone who doesn't open her windows when it's snowing outside, or a woman who loves small talk. The best thing you can do when dating a woman is to listen, learn, and communicate. Okay, and that's a key point in terms of like the cadence. You should try to just really pay attention to your interaction and what she says, and for lack of a better word, the beats of things, because once you start to understand her and the little quirks, and they're not negative, that are different between the America, you'll get an insight as to who she really is. For example, the example I gave you when I told her she was sexy, and then she told me back that she was sexy. I had learned really quickly that although she's not showing it emotionally. Her words are true to form. She means what she's saying. So it's not disingenuous or anything of that nature. And with the first German girl I dated, even though she didn't tell me much about, like, she didn't say overtly how much she cared for me or anything like that, she communicated that in the way she took care of me, the way she looked after me, the way she cooked for me. So a lot of that was present during that, and you'll see it. You'll see it. Now, there are a lot of type of women in the world and different cultures in the world. I had going on these dates gave me a great appreciation for German culture and especially German women. So if you get into a relationship with one, um, it could be a very, very solid, loving relationship that's going to go somewhere. Which is why I tell guys, like, don't write off Germany. Go there, and it's a very, very unique place, especially going to Berlin. You'll see you'll get a sense of the people, the culture, and all of that. And I found that the buildings were, some of the buildings were very old, but quaint. So definitely, it's a different culture, a different world, one worth taking the opportunity to travel to. So that's my advice on that. And experience the different women and the different cultures that this world has to offer, because it can be truly, truly great. And in the end, it can help you to decide what you're really looking for in life in terms of a woman, and that's very important in narrowing it down. I think it's come to ahead here in the States where the women have been given so much latitude and range to do so many negative things and not be held accountable for that many of them have become very negative people. But that's not the same thing for women overseas in other countries, because they are held accountable for their actions, and they know not to push things too far, and they know their boundaries and they know their roles. So that's just a little of my take on the situation. Anyway, this is Ra Haru Nu Nefer with World Passport Bros. Until my next video, keep traveling.